Okay, hello and welcome to Marty's Electro Rails. Today we're going to be working on this little Zoom drum machine, percussion. This was given to me by my brother. He bought it second hand, and there's some issues with these pads. Sometimes they don't work. They are pressure sensitive, so sometimes they don't work. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to check underneath each of the pads, take this apart, check underneath the pads, and see if the conductive paint is worn off, and also clean the circuit board as well. I don't have any conductive paint just now, so what I'll do is I'll clean this first. And if it doesn't work, I'm going to order up some conductive paint and try it again. So okay, let's get to it. Oh, I need a screwdriver. So yeah, this unit, before I go into it, this unit it has a number of outputs. It's also got a MIDI in, which is very handy if you're running it with a sequencer. It does have some half decent sounds on it, so it's well worth fixing. And got stereo out there, got headphones out, got volume control at the back, and we've got some inputs for things like pedals if you want to add that to that. So yeah, anyway, I'm going to open this, and yep, so got 4 screws at the back, and we need a little tub. Where is the tub? It's all the way up in the top shelf. So the tub for the screws, to keep a note of the screws, sizes of them, just in case there's any inside that are slightly different. Okay, I've sped this video up, basically because most of the footage was corrupt. There was issues with the audio on it, and there was also tearing in the screen. So later on in the video I will be showing a full kind of breakdown of taking it apart. So what I'm doing here is I'm using lighter fluid and a cotton bud just to clean the contacts on the PCB board. This is the kind of dust protector that protects that fader. I'm putting lighter fluid in there to clean the contacts in the actual fader. And the little dust collector, I'm using gaffer tape just to take all the dirt and stuff off that. These are the actual rubber pads. I'm just going to lightly clean the underside with its actually screen wipes, so it dissolves, the actual liquid dissolves quite quickly. Yet again, cleaning the outer side, there was crumbs and whatnot had built up over years, so just obviously cleaning them up. Whoever had taken this apart didn't put it together very well, because the big button at the bottom was actually bent out of shape, so I've kind of sorted that now. Cleaning up just all the other bits while I was in there. Make sure there's no dust, no crumbs or anything like that that could get under the pads again. Okay, after taking this apart yesterday, the initial problem was that some of these pads weren't triggering properly. So took it apart, cleaned it, and it seemed to work. As I was kind of messing about with it last night, there was some issues with the pads. Now, so I have got some conductive paint. So I'm going to take this apart and basically repaint the pads on this to see if that improves it. But first, because I've never used this stuff before, I'm going to test it on an old remote control that well, I had to get a replacement. Some of the buttons on them, they do work, but intermittently. So I'm going to see if I can get this, basically take this apart, use this as a guinea pig, and check out what this paint's like. So I'm going to start taking this apart now. First of all, I'm going to take the batteries out. They're really awkward to get these batteries out. One, and try not to stab myself. Two, I found a fixing kit that has a couple of these in. So looking at this, there are no screws on it, so I have opened this before just to have a look before I bought a new remote, and I decided just to buy a new remote. Right, so see if I can get this working as well. What I'll always do is a backup remote. Yeah, so it's just wee clips. This is very handy. It's like a guitar pick. Probably use it as a guitar pick, no doubt, at some point. Right, so that actual circuitry, that needs a wee bit of a clean. And these pads, I mean the pads look okay, but these are the ones that are the issues down here. So I'll give this a try. First of all, what I'm going to do is just give it a wee wipe with some screen wipes. I'm dreading taking this off because it's not too bad. Normally remote controls have a build-up of various things inside them, from people watching TV and eating food and various different things gets into it, and also dead skin as well. It's kind of a horrible thought. Yeah, it's not too bad. It is a wee bit manky at certain points, but yeah. Anyway, this is just a tester. If I can get it working, that's a good thing. So I'll let that dry just now. And put these to the side. I'm going to give this, the actual board itself is really thin, so just give this a wee wipe across the top. It's nice and shiny. Nice and shiny. Right, cool. I'll let that dry. And need a small, now I have tested this stuff on paper before, and lo and behold, it is conductive. I can quickly show you. a power supply which is 12 volts and not a voltmeter here, a big voltmeter. Let's make sure you can see the screen. So I've got just over 11 volts coming out of that. So if I just positive, negative, negative, and it's 11.17. And if I put one end on there and one end on there, that's 11.13. So it does work. Right, I'm thinking about actually drawing a circuit out, putting components between them, but that's just a waste of time. But a fun experiment. So let's get painting. Now I need a smaller brush. Okay. Yes, that's cool. Now this stuff is really runny. So yeah, you can see I'm already making a mess of it. So just paint little black dots with conductive paint. I can see there's a big drip coming down that. No, it's alright. Now, it doesn't say how long I've got to leave this to dry, but on the paper, it dried really quickly. So I'm guessing I don't have to leave this too long. As you can hear, I have a cold. Yes, it is now hopefully going away as I am working tomorrow in Edinburgh. I don't fancy driving through to Edinburgh tomorrow, feeling like this, but needs must. So all the other buttons were fine, it's just this area. This is the area that has obviously got the most use. So just, that one's looking a bit. Okay. Yeah, I'll leave it like that. Now you can actually feel when you put the paintbrush back on it, you actually see that it's already drying. So leave that, put that to the side and let this dry. Now have a look at putting these back together. That goes in there. Yet again, Martin, keep everything on camera. So if this works, I will take the drum machine apart and repaint those pads on that too. Yeah, I should have done my conductive paint experiment while I was waiting for this to dry. Ho hum. Yeah. Okie dokie, let's try this. Now, yeah, I need the other part of the remote, which would help. Stick these in here. Round the right way might help. 2 holes up and push it all back together. Yep. Right, and batteries. I could just test it with the camera. We'll see the IR sensor if you point at the camera, and you can see that flashing. Now for the test of the button. Oh, look at that! You can see the little flicker coming out, and all the buttons that weren't working properly are now working right away. Cool. Right, so put that back together. And next thing is we're now going to be taking apart the Zoom drum machine again. So take this off. That's not the original fader. I just added that in. I've got a bucket full of faders. So turn this over and we shall get a relevant screwdriver. Let's see if this one works. It's kind of fine. Put these in a safe corner. So it's just these 4 screws. And lift this metal plate off. Conductive spring on it. And the other screws, I need to put them in a tub. Here's a tub. So I've got 4 of these screws, and take this out. These are shorter screws, so I shouldn't go wrong with that. I'll try this again. It's actually a fun little drum machine to play with. It's got some good sounds on it. It's even got some bass sounds on it as well, which are pretty good. If you need an accompanying bass line, and so I can't see any other ones kicking about. Just need to be careful with these ribbon cables. And yeah, like that one. The MIDI socket. It's quite delicate, this MIDI socket. And that is kind of mid-size. And let's take this out. Right, now I've already cleaned these, so I'll stick this down at the side and look at these pads again. Yeah, I suppose they could give them a wee wipe. And then I shall paint these. I don't really want to paint the ones that are, these are the ones that are getting used the most. You can see the wear on them, so I'll paint those guys. As he loses his paintbrush. As I said, I've never used this stuff before. I don't think. See, what I'm kind of concerned about is if this increases the sensitivity. Right, there's these ones in the middle, I think potentially trying to see the actual circuit. It's just one circuit. So there must be a relevance to these other ones. I think I've put too much paint on that, so I'll see if I can. Is this water-based paint? So some pads are drying quicker than others due to the amount I've painted on. Now this was this was causing particular problems. So I would use this drum machine with a sequencer. It's too much. I need a bit of paper. Right. Yeah, I'll show that. We will see. This is like. Hopefully, we shall have a result. I'm wondering what else I can use this paint for, if I can use it to fix tracks on the PCB boards and whatnot. I need to have a look into that. So one thing I don't have is a microscope for really small track work PCB boards. Well, it's not too bad. The thinner stuff is already drying, and I've never had a plan for painting this. I should have done it from one end to the other. Oh, it's cold. I had a very busy week last week doing quite a lot of different events, so I've obviously picked up the cold. from being working in public places. It's one of the issues with doing events is you have to work in public places with a lot of people. Right, so I'm just going to let that dry. It looks as though it's almost dry, and then we can start putting this back together. Suppose I could clear up. Put this back together. Try and not get paint on it. Right, this little, how's that connected, that MIDI? Oh, right, there's two connectors, there's nothing connecting that, so there's just two little wires going onto the circuit board, and that's what's holding it in. So if it wasn't for that screw at front, that MIDI connector would be long gone. So it does have a bit of play on it, that's fine. So we'll do that first. Just check that everything is in place. And this MIDI connector is a bit of a pain. Let's stick this back in together. I cannot figure out. There we go. Now find the screwdriver. Right, so that MIDI is in place. These are all in place as well. Double check that the buttons. Oh, thank goodness I put the lid back on that paint, otherwise we'd have a disaster on my hands. And we'll see if this works again. Got some more music kit to work on, donated by my little brother, which is very nice. I've got two 4-tracks, one already which I worked on which was my own, and so I've got that to have a look at, and what else have I got? Yeah, there's another little, I think, another little module similar to this. I think it's actually a sequencer to look at. And I will get back to obviously the model trains. There's plenty of stuff. I'm working on some sort of Halloween-ish kind of thing with some animations on the board. So yeah, I've got that to do, but there's a lot of pre-recording and whatnot, and then editing, and then I decide, no, I don't like that idea, so I'll do something completely different. Excuse me. And I've got another week of work ahead of me as well, which is very good. So, yeah, so I'll go just now. It's a busy time of year for events just now, so it's always good at this time, especially if you're a freelancer. Oh, that's not the right one. It's not the right one. I don't want to damage your tracks. Now, I've still got these two. So, yeah, I just want to make sure these are screwed in right. So if there's any buttons pressed, it'll push the circuit board down. Oh, so that's cool. Put this back in. And we will give, once we've put these in, I'll give it a wee, we'll hook it up and give it a try. And keeping my fingers crossed. I mean, it was working okay. The last time, but I thought I'd get the conductive paint to have a go and see if I could really break it. We'll find out. Right, so I'm going to hook this up and we'll see if it is working fine. I need to clean my brushes as well and put stuff away. I had another brush and yep, we'll double check and see if this works. Okay, I've got this all hooked up now to a set of speakers. So yeah, that's actually, believe it or not, worked. So I had that's pretty good. Okie dokie. If I can just remember how to do this. Right, programs. Yeah, how do I delete? I'll delete. I'll just do. Let's see. So does a count in. So no. Quantize it. I want to take the snare away. So if I hit See, that's done a double beat, but that was me. You've got to play it with. Right, go. Yeah, seems fine. Yeah, if I hold that down, it's not double. Yep, I think that is a fix. I'm supposed to do. No, that's not right. That was crap. Anyway, right, that's all fixed. Thank goodness for that. I can give this back to my brother now. Excellent.